So when you apply for business credit, you usually have to wait before you apply again so you don't get automatically denied for applying again with the same bank. So today I'm going to tell you what banks you don't need to wait with, as well as the standard time frame you have to wait at most banks. So everything I'm about to share with you applies to getting business credit cards, but this is going to apply for most business credit products. And there is like one personal example in here too. So the very first bank we're going to talk about is Bank of America. So with Bank of America, it's actually possible to get up to 3 business credit cards within one day. And now also take into consideration that while maybe there are some of you guys that have applied on your own, and let's say you weren't able to get 3 cards in one day, let's say you weren't able to get 2 cards in one day, you have to take into account everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different. And when it comes to the banks and getting multiple credit cards in one day, a lot of times what you'll see is usually, not all the time, but usually you'll see that as you get multiple approvals, you might see those limits start to go down with each approval. But also in the example where I've seen people get approved with up to 3 cards in one day with Bank of America, those people had a strong credit profile and they also had a really strong relationship with Bank of America. Now, when it comes to building a relationship, I'm not going to go into that in this video, but there are certain things you need to do to make the relationship a strong relationship with Bank of America. It might not be all that you're thinking that it is, but having that strong relationship and having a strong credit profile definitely led to those individuals being able to get up to 3 cards in one day. And again, with banks that do operate like this, where you can get up to 3 cards in a day, that 3rd card is usually going to be the hardest one to get. So don't expect it to just be 100% easy street just because you got the first 2 cards that you're going to get the 3rd card. There have to be certain factors in place to make sure that that happens. Now, the next place that we're going to talk about is American Express. Now, with American Express, I've seen a client also be able to get up to 3 cards in one day. But this is what you need to consider when getting more than 1 card in a day with American Express. They do apply restrictions to how many credit cards you can get with them, but they don't apply restrictions to how many charge cards you can get with them. So in the example, I've seen a client get the American Express Blue cards. Those are the 0% cards that they have. And then also go for a charge card in the same day like the American Express Gold or Platinum card. And the great thing about American Express is you're actually not getting an inquiry when you are applying for multiple cards with them, because after you've gotten the first initial product with them, you no longer have to worry about inquiries for any cards that you get after that. So if this is your first credit card, this business credit card with American Express, then you will get 1 inquiry and then the rest you won't have one. But if you already, let's say, have a card on the personal side, then you won't have to worry about any inquiries while you're getting these business cards on the business side. And look, if you guys are trying to get money for your business, funding for your business, because you're tired of using your personal savings and using your personal credit cards to run your business, and it's not giving you enough money to actually do all of the things that you need to do to grow your business or even operate it in a way that's not stressful right now, then make sure you go down to the description where you'll find my free school group where you can at least learn how to build your profile in a way to ensure that you aren't getting as many denials or low limits when you go to apply for funding, or book a funding strategy session with me where I can go over your situation and see how I can help you secure as little as $50,000 guaranteed for your business in as quick as 14 days. And you do have to have above a 700 credit score for that program. And if you do have anything negative going on with your credit, we can help with that as well. Now let's move on to Wells Fargo. Now with Wells Fargo, you can also get up to 3 cards in one day. But this is where it's going to look a little bit different. So the way that you're able to get 3 credit cards in one day with Wells Fargo is a connection between the personal side and the business side, but I said I would share this with you guys anyway. So Wells Fargo really does have some tight restrictions on you being able to apply and get multiple things within a short period of time. However, there are 2 exceptions to this rule. So the way that it would look is like this. You can go ahead and get approved for one of their, regular personal credit cards. And then after that, you would usually have to wait a good period of time to get another card. But I had a client who needed to build up some credit on the personal side before we were able to go to take him to get funding on the business side, because he only had like less than $2,000 in personal credit cards on the personal side. So one of those exceptions at Wells Fargo to the limitations that they have there is you can get a personal card, right? You can get one of their autograph cards or, whichever one that you see that you like. And then you can also apply for the built card. Now, the built card is designed for rent payments, but with that card, there is no restriction included on it. So basically, it lives outside of the restrictions for how long you have to wait to apply for the next card. So you can literally get the personal card, one of the other ones, and then you can go for the built card without any denial just because of the time frame. And then also the other exception to that rule is going to be the Wells Fargo Business Signify card. They also let that card live outside of the restrictions. So technically you can get those two personal cards, for example, say the autograph, and then get the built. And then you can also go and get the business signify card, and you can handle all of that within the same day without having to worry about a restriction on the approval, simply based off of the time frame, of course. And another thing that you want to take into consideration when you're doing this is if you have inquiries on your credit report within a recent time frame and you're doing these applications and then getting inquiries on your credit report that are adding to what you already have, it's possible that that second or third application could get denied because maybe by the time you did that first application, now you have too many inquiries to try to apply again and then get denied. So keep that in mind as well, because some of you guys might go and try this and then say, oh, it didn't work, but you also didn't look at the inquiries that you have on your credit report and didn't know that you shot yourself in the foot because you didn't do anything to clear those inquiries off. And that's something that, my clients don't have to worry about because we work on getting those off for them or tell them what to do to get them off so that they don't interfere with the funding process. So now, outside of these situations where you can actually apply for more than one card in a day, what is that standard time that you're usually going to have to wait? Or even after you've gotten these 3 cards in a day, how long do you have to wait after that before you can actually apply again for another card? So the answer to that is going to be 90 days at max. Now, there might be, some banks that do allow a little bit less than that, and it might be like 60 days if that is the case. But usually the best rule of thumb you're going to have is that 90-day window. And now, taking that into consideration, you guys might be in one of two situations. Either right now you're watching this video because you're about to go and apply for some business credit, or you might have already applied and you got denied, or you got lower limits, and that's why you're trying to see how long you have to wait to apply again. So here's what you need to do in both situations, because you don't want 90 days to pass and then still be in the same situation and then still get the same result. If you want to make sure you're putting the right things on the application the first time so you can get the result that you want, watch this video. And if you want to learn how to overturn the decision you got, that denial or that low limit, then go ahead and watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.